secure, take control of your data. So that's what we're going to talk about today. The possibility of a cyber attack by a foreign country has gone from being like science fiction to a common threat. So it's often reported in the news, and it seems like there's nothing an individual can do to stop these cyber attacks, but there are some best practices that we can do to help guard against losing important personal information. So, there's a lot out there. Our cell phones, tablets, laptops, and we have these devices that connect through Wi-Fi, refrigerators, doorbells. There's so many things that are connecting to the internet that it makes it easy for us to do our shopping, banking, and stay connected, but safeguarding our information has become even trickier.
Yeah, I saw this stat the other day, Nancy. It was absolutely incredible, the number of cyber attacks that just a big bank wards off in a single day. Now, I assume that it's just, they already have the software. I hope it isn't one guy who's just sitting there fighting these attacks. But it was like a billion. I mean, it was crazy, the number. And I mean that literally. I mean, it was crazy, the number of cyber attacks a day that their software and this whole division is warding off when it comes to the big banks. And, then you got poor little business guy who's trying to hope that nobody's going after his information.
Right. I think we have this image of some creepy guy in a dark room or basement or something, trying to hack. But it's a big business, and it's a for-profit business. And we've talked about it before, about how they sell these bits of data on the dark web. So we need to take control and make sure that we limit the amount of information that gets out there. So the first thing we should do is share with care. So some people share too much on social media, and they give out all kinds of personal information. It's the kind of information that hackers can use to guess the answers to secret questions, logins and passwords, etc. So there are also things that they can use for phishing expeditions, where they know a little bit about you, and you kind of think that they're someone that can be trusted. So limit your sharing, and don't post things on social media. They're there forever, so don't post things there that you don't want everybody to know.
Yeah.
On that vein, manage your privacy settings as well. So if you're on Facebook, you don't need the whole world to be reading your stuff, just your friends. So manage your privacy settings, and I think that will help defend your personal data.
Absolutely. Listen, there's some people, I mean, when you say share with care and manage your privacy settings, there's some people that, definitely a lot of us, I guess, that are just really oversharers. Is there anything that I don't know about them and that they haven't put out there? Now, maybe they haven't posted their Social Security number, but boy, people have come awfully close to doing that. It seems to me they just put everything up online these days.
Everything, and it's concerning too, because there's stuff up there about their children.
Yeah.
So we really need to think about it's a crazy world we live in, and think about what we're sharing just to whoever might stumble across it. So sharing with your friends and family is one thing, but sharing with the world is something else altogether. So your personal information is just like money, and you need to value it and protect it. So your purchase history, your IP address, these things have tremendous value to businesses. It's just like money. So make informed decisions about whether to share that data with certain businesses by considering the amount of personal information that they're asking for. Think about it. If they're asking, sometimes they ask for personal information. You're like, why are they asking me this? I'm just trying to buy, you know, something, and all of a sudden they're asking me this information. If they don't need it, don't give it to them.
Yeah, absolutely right. We just have become a nation of oversharers. There's no doubt about it. So we need to start to protect some of these things. And you've talked about this before, but just our own. I don't know, it used to be that there were an awful lot of people who used password as password or 1234. I think those days have by and large gone by, but now you need like two-factor authentication and all these other things to try and keep people out of your stuff.
Yeah, they say to make your passwords long and strong. So use a combination of upper and lowercase, numbers, symbols, at least 8 characters. I have a lot of places now that I'm signing into that are requiring 12. And, you know, we've talked about it before. Your password for your email is probably more important than the password for your bank. I mean, the email is how you reset passwords. The email is the key to everything else you have. So if they have a little bit of this personal information they've gathered from your Facebook, you know, and they have your password for your email, they can probably get into anything.
Yeah,
anything.
It's scary. I mean, it really is scary.
Yeah. So write your passwords down. If you know, you're supposed to have a different one for everything. I mean, I got to tell you, this is hard. It's really hard to do. There's so many things you need passwords for. Keep a paper list. Keep it in a safe place. Don't leave sticky notes on your computer.
Right, exactly.
I have a new employee. I printed out all their passwords and I gave it to them, and then I looked like they had it on their bulletin board.
Right,
I'm
exactly.
Thinking, that's
for
everybody,
everybody can go and see it. I see that all the time in businesses. All you have to do is lift up their computer, and there's the password right underneath. So if you were trying to get in, you'd be able to do it. And the thing is that listen, I'll say this all the time. I'm popping on my laptop in one room at home. I've left my phone in another room, and it's like, this two-factor authentication, because, you know, my two-factor is that they're going to send me, you know, a number now that I've got to put in. And I go, what a pain. I wonder if I should do away with that, because it's just such a pain. But I think in this day and age, you have to have two-factor authentication, or it's going to come back and bite you at some point.
Yes, you really do. And now I'm reading, you might want to consider getting a Google Voice number rather than your own personal number, because using your personal number on everything could open you up to some other issues. So I'll look into that some more, and I'll keep you updated on what the advice is on that.
Right.
But I do think that once we start using the multi-factor authentication, you kind of get used to it. It's like wearing a seatbelt. You know, we never wanted to do it, and now you get in the car and it's automatic.
Right.
So I think it's a safety thing that we should be doing. And, you know, most people don't go anywhere 5 feet without their phone. So,
true.
It's really, it's pretty painless kind of, you know, safety. So,
absolutely. What else do we need to know to keep us safe?
Well, keep tabs on your apps. You know, you download these apps, and they keep track of things like your geographic location, your contact. You know, sometimes you give them access to your contact list, your photos, things like that. So be very wary about the information that you're releasing to these apps. And if you're not going to use them, delete them. Get them off your device so you're not possibly sharing this information. You know, I have a lot of apps that I don't even remember why I put them on there. So I need to take my own advice and do a little cleanup as well. And when you delete them, it's easy to get them back. It's not like you'll never be able to use this again. It's very easy to get them back. You know,
exactly.
We're talking again about passwords for those things. It's really important. And clicking on unfamiliar links. So whether you're at home or at work, don't click on links from unfamiliar sources or unexpected correspondence, because one false click can infect your whole computer or a whole business, get onto your network and infect your whole business. So be very leery of anything that comes to you unexpectedly, and don't click on it. If it's really that important, you would have been told about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And the thing is once they get into one, as you said, have the password for all your different devices. Once they get into one, the way that we live in this interconnected world, you're letting them into everything.
Exactly. Yeah. And again, just as a reminder, that email password is gold, because that gives them the keys to everything else you have. Because what you see, how many times do you say, "Oh, I forgot my password again"? And it's a simple process. They send you an email, you verify a couple of things that could easily be verified with information you've shared on social media, and you've changed the password, you're back in. And so what would prevent a hacker from doing that as well?
Absolutely. Nancy Cahalen, President, CEO, Better Business Bureau, serving central and western Massachusetts, northeastern Connecticut. This is cyber, data. Wait, let me make sure I get it right. Data Privacy Week 2024. So protect all of your data. Nancy, thank you for telling us how.
My pleasure.